ensuing her name was unmentioned by either Usher or myself. But evil things in robes of sorrow assail the monarch's high estate. Ah, let us mourn, for never morrow shall dawn upon Kinder's domain. Round about his home the glory that flashed and glowed is but a dim remembered story of the old times and his long improvised dirges will ring forever in my ears. I shall ever bear a memory about me of the many solemn hours I thus spent alone with the master of the house and Usher. One evening, having informed me abruptly that the Lady Magdalene was no more, he stated his intention of preserving her corpse for a fortnight previously to its final interment in one of the numerous vaults within the main walls of the building. The worldly reason assigned to the singular proceeding was one which I did not feel at liberty to dispute. The brother had been led to his resolution, so he told me, by consideration of the unusual character of the malady of the deceased, of certain eager and obtrusive inquiries on the part of her medical men, and of the remote and exposed situation of the burial ground of the family. At the request of Usher, I personally aided him in the arrangements for the temporary entombment. The body having been encoffined, we two alone bore it to its rest. The vault in which we placed it was small, damp, and entirely without any means of admission for light, lying at great depth. Its door was of massive iron. Its immense weight caused an unusually sharp grating sound as it moved upon its hinges. Having deposited our mournful burden upon trestles within this region of horror, we partially turned aside and yet unscrewed the lid of the coffin and looked upon the face of the tenant. The striking similitude between the brother and the sister now first arrests my attention. I learned that the deceased and himself had been twins, and that sympathies of a scarcely intelligible nature always existed between them. Our glances, however, lasted not long upon the dead, for we could not regard her unawed. The disease which had thus entombed the lady in the maturity of youth had left, as is usual in all maladies of a strictly cataleptical character, the mockery of a faint blush upon the bosom and the face, and that suspiciously lingering smile upon the lip, which is so terrible in death. We placed and screwed down the lid of the coffin. Secured at the door of iron, made our way with toil into the scarcely less gloomy apartments of the upper portion of the house. And now some some days of bitter grief have elapsed. An observable change has come over the features of the mental disorder of my friend. His ordinary manner has vanished. His ordinary occupations are neglected or forgotten. He roams from chamber to chamber with a hurried, unequal, and objectless step. The pallor of his countenance has assumed, if possible, a more ghastly hue, but the luminousness of the eye has utterly gone out. The once occasional huskiness of his tone is heard no more, and a tremulous quaver, as if of extreme terror, habitually characterizes his utterance. Is it some oppressive secret? The mere inexplicable vagaries of madness? The wild influences of his own fantastic, yet impressive superstitions? Night of the 7th or 8th day after the placing of the Lady Madeleine. Sleep comes not near my couch while the hours wane and wane away. I struggle to reason off the nervousness which has dominion over me, the bewildering influences of the gloomy furniture of the chamber and the dark draperies tortured into motion by the breath of rising tempest, sway fitfully to and fro upon the walls and rustle uneasily about the decorations of the bed. My efforts are fruitless. An irrepressible tremor gradually pervades my frame, and I uplift myself upon the pillows, peering earnestly into the intense darkness of the chamber, hearkening to certain low and indefinite sounds, which come through the pauses of the storm at long intervals, I know not whence. Shaking this off with a gasp and a struggle, I endeavor to arouse myself from the pitiable condition into which I have fallen, throwing on my clothes in haste and pacing rapidly to and fro through the apartment. Taken but few turns in this manner, when a light step on an adjoining staircase arrests my attention. That of Usher. He raps at my door, and enters bearing a lamp. His countenance is cadaverously wan. There is a species of mad hilarities in his eyes, an evidently restrained hysteria over his whole countenance. His air appalls me, but anything is more acceptable than the solitude which I have so long endured. And you have not seen it? You have not then seen it? But stay, you shall. The impetuous fury of the entering gust nearly lifts us from our feet. The undersurfaces of the huge masses of agitated vapor, as well as all terrestrial objects immediately about us, are glowing in the unnatural light of a faintly luminous and distinctly visible gaseous exhalation which hangs about and enshrouds the whole mansion. You must not, you shall not behold these. These appearances which bewilder you are merely electrical phenomena, not uncommon. Let us close this casement. The air is chilling and dangerous to your frame. Here is one of your favorite romances. I will read, and you shall listen, and so we will pass away this terrible night together.